Okay guys, so we're back and currently we're up around $7,000 as you can see right here. Just focus, right? You guys can see there. So literally almost at TP right now. We had to endure like a little bit of a liquidity sweep, or liquidity grab, whatever you want to call it. But I just have to sit here a little bit patiently right now. I'll probably speed up the video and try and close this in profit, hopefully, at the $10,000 mark, right? So we're almost there. It's just literally 1% away. And yeah, I'll get back to you guys very, very shortly. A couple $100 away. There we have it. $10,000 there. There we go. There we guys have it. Done. So you guys can see right there, if I was screen recording, yes I was. So you guys can see TP was pretty much hit right there. The initial entry went for like a 1 to 2.7. Obviously I stacked some positions in there. It did lower the risk to reward, but you guys can see right here, a beautiful trade. Just funded ourselves with an extra $200,000, as you can see, 200k right there. Let me just go back. $10,000 day, as you can see right here. Zoom in. Right, you guys can see that right there. And that was gold shorts, right? And as you can see again, phase 2, my funded effects. And you guys can see that right there. So just want to keep everything transparent as always, guys, obviously. And yeah, you guys saw that trade. All right, everybody. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I made $10,000 in 20 minutes, passing my phase 2 200k challenge on my funded effects, which allowed me to get max allocation on the firm of $300,000. We're going to jump into the dashboard, show you guys the statistics of the actual account. I'll break down the exact trade, how I took it, why I took it, my thought process, so you guys can hopefully implement some of the things on there into your trading as well. And also I'll show you guys some of the payouts that I've been receiving with the firm since then, obviously, because it has been around a month since I passed this challenge. I have only got around to doing it right about now, and yeah, again, like I said, somewhere in this video I will plug it in, but for next time, if I do try and pass a challenge live for you guys, I'll ensure to try and do it live exactly on the video. Of course, I did film it live for you guys, and I'm going to break it down pretty much now, only because I've got around to doing it now. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Before we do get into the video, if you do want to buy another My Funded Effects challenge, company I'm funded max allocation with, make sure you guys use the code ADZ for a nice 10% discount on your next purchase. And again, remember guys, make sure you drop me a follow on everything. Instagram and Twitter, everything is at Sniper Ads. But with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So if you want me to pass your prop firm challenge, or you want to get funded with a 100% guarantee, then this automated trading bot fast passing service is for you. Most people spend around $7,000 over 3 months before they reach their first ever funded account. But with this bot, you can actually avoid the waste of time, the money and the stress by letting it pass the challenge for you with a 100% guarantee. If we fail the challenge, you'll actually get a full refund. So get onto this while it's still available. The demand is extremely high and the group is growing at an extremely fast rate. Click the link in the description to get funded and change your life today, and do not waste time. With that being said, let's get straight back to the video. So you can see right here, I have the account pulled up. $10,000 target profit was 210k, and you can see the equity curve right here. And again, phase 2 passed everything there, one single day. Now, a lot of people, I did say in the last video as well, you know, a lot of people do want to try and pass the challenges in one single trade, and I did mention it. I only risked around 2.5%, I think, or 2.25%, sorry, on this trade setup right here, giving me 5% in return with a nice 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's a very, very good sort of, you know, way to go about it, especially because this was a higher probability setup that I found in the market. I don't think there's much else on the dashboard that I can see. Again, trade history, you guys can just see. I'm going to show you guys, of course, that everything is obviously transparent and legit. And again, the profit share, we'll go into the certificate first. I think this was one of the more recent ones with the 200k account, and this was another one, again, bi-weekly payout, again, don't forget. So yeah, got them pretty quickly. Let's jump into the chart now. This was the trade that I broke down. I have switched up the colors a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Let's just jump onto the higher time frame. So when it came down to me taking sells, I'm sure you guys can see the full bearish pressure, but to be completely honest, like, yes, we are moving in a bearish manner, but this wasn't fully influencing my decision at the time. It was more sort of this sort of data that I'm working with here. Now, I did get a question on my last video, which was a pretty good pretty good comment, which was, how far do you pretty much zoom out when it comes to looking at market structure? It's a pretty good question because for everybody, I think it's a bit different, and that's where I feel like a lot of traders do go wrong when it comes to market structure. And for me, market structure is the foundations of everything, right? At the end of the day, if I just break it down for you guys right here, and if you haven't already, I've broken this down in the My Funded Effects interview. Very, very simply, we have higher highs in the market, right? And we have higher lows, right? So higher highs and higher lows, this makes an uptrend. And of course, then we have another market formation, which is like a consolidation, where the market is simply just ranging. And then we simply just have lower lows and lower highs, which indicate a downtrend. Now, a lot of traders in here, after all the ICT, SMC, all these other extra strategies that they've been through, you might be thinking this is very basic, but you'll be very, very surprised for the amount of people, that don't understand what these are, how to even draw an uptrend or a downtrend, right? You can see here, this is a simple higher high, higher low formation. Each high is being surpassed and each higher low is being maintained. The range here is indicating that the market is indecisive. The downtrend again is showing that the market's in a downtrending phase. So with that being said, how do I implement this sort of logic into the market here? Well, I could see that the market in this sort of data, in this sort of region, was clearly making, as you can see, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then it started to range. It started to become, indecisive. After so many lower lows and lower highs, it started to not make lower lows. So that's one indication now that the market could potentially shift in structure. You don't always have to be waiting for a break of structure to the opposite direction. You can just flip it a little bit and understand, okay, if the market isn't making lower lows, then there's only one other thing it could potentially be setting itself up to do. And in this scenario here, if it wasn't making lower lows, there's a high chance now a higher low can be formed. And you can argue this is a little bit of a higher low, but for me, I'll just be, simple and class it as a range, an equal low. Then we all of a sudden got a higher high and then a higher low. So with that being said, now you can see the market starting to form in a little bit of an uptrend, higher high, higher low. And then again, the market comes into a little bit more of a range over here. So with that being said, now let's zoom into this part. And this is where I jump into like the 30-minute time frame to just give myself a bit of an indication as to what I'm looking for in the market in this region. So you can see again, that's just that same sort of analogy, same sort of system. We're now seeing the market make low, high, 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 if you want to say it, then equal low pretty much to this area here, but then we're seeing an equal high. So that bullish momentum that we've seen initially, it's starting to sort of fall right here. We're not even seeing the market break the previous high. So with that being said, now I can start to potentially, assume that the market can give me bearish pressure right now. So what I can see here is the market breaking below these lows here, breaking the bodies of these lows. So I class this almost like as a lower high, a lower low. Now, as the market came back up to my level of resistance, it wasn't during my session time, but it had a rejection off here. And what I expected here, using my other concepts that I do teach in the academy, you can see that the market did a nice grab of liquidity to the upside here. I'll just go back. The market did have a nice liquidity grab right here, and then it nicely tanked to the downside. I'll just go ahead and show you guys from this point here. As you can see, I got in pretty aggressively to start off with around this region here. This was not exactly a news candle, but it was something that was a bit more of like a volatile candle, maybe potentially to do with news. But the way I saw this was a rejection off my level of resistance regardless, because on the higher time frame it still managed to respect it. As it came to this area of resistance, which is a major level on the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, some pretty nice rejections from this area here. Nice area of support, nice area of resistance here, nice area of support there, nice area of support. And again, if you just follow it all the way through, you will find many different indications right there, many different taps. So going back to it, go jump over to the 5-minute. You can see the market came into this area pretty aggressively. I think it was a bit clearer on the 1-minute, to be honest. And again, just simply letting the trade play out, and I wasn't closing out of impulse, closing out of emotions. When it comes to you taking your trades, you have to let the probabilities play out. So as I got in, as you can see here, the market gave us a nice rejection of this zone plus an engulfing candlestick, which indicated the market was ready to potentially have some bearish pressure to the downside. Now, of course, the market pushed to the downside, came right back up to my area of entry, right, closing potentially which is where an area a lot of people would close their trades at entry. Of course, I held this area and I still expected my analysis to play out. I trusted my analysis, and you can see then the market beautifully pushing into our take profit, right? And around this area here is when we'd already hit our take profit. I mean, this is not even a bad risk to reward, almost a 1 to 3, but again, we just risked accordingly, had our risk set, and I was happy with, if I lost that trade, I would have been perfectly fine. I wouldn't have been chasing the markets. And again, you can see how far, if we just let this play out even, you can see exactly how this market continued pushing to the downside right after that point as well. And again, just the market continuing that nice formation. So that was pretty much the breakdown for the actual chart work itself. Again, you can see the structure shift right here, again maintaining that higher low, potentially making a higher high at this point here. But again, most likely in this area here, when I saw the market not exactly giving me a higher low here and start to form lower high, lower lows, and then not to make higher highs, that's already an indication that the market is ready to have a shift in structuring, which you can capitalize off. Now, as well with this, we did have, you know, you could say, a lot of people would argue, you know, this is an area of supply like this, for example, and there probably would have been stopped out, you know, but we have our own techniques when it comes to this method of supply and demand, where we can actually take advantage of, you know, having a smaller risk reward potentially, but a higher win rate. And even then, with this type of trade, you can see again the type of risk reward that was attainable, right? But I was perfectly fine and happy with the profits over here, which allowed me to pass that phase 2 in one single trade. So that pretty much sums up the analysis side of the video. When it comes also to my other 300k funded account, you guys can see right here that I actually made $10,000 on my funded account in a single day, and I will be dropping that breakdown for you guys very, very shortly. Again, it's just a skill set. When it comes to you guys, you know, trying to see these numbers, you guys have seen my channel. It was $10,000 months about a year and a half ago, and now we can see the $10,000 days, right? I do also want to express to you guys, experience is a massive, massive teacher in this game. If you just stay in the game for X amount of years, it's almost guaranteed that you'll become successful, because there's so many traders out there that are willing to put time into, let's just say, the university, the college, the education for a number of years to get a result, but they're not willing to put a few weeks or a few months even into trading, and they want to become a trader. Like, make it make sense. You have to understand that consistent efforts over a long period of time will equal a very, very high probability of success, right? And that's what I've realized here, being in this game now, every single day showing up to the charts. You can now start to breeze these challenges, and especially when you work with 1 or 2 pairs, you really understand them, you know, the way they move, the behavior of them, and you can really get a feel for them. And then, you know, especially when I've been preaching about it for a very long time now, in almost every video, 1 pair and 1 session. When you can understand 1 pair, you'll realize what it's like on its good days, you realize what it's like on its bad days. One thing I do want to say as well is comparison is the thief of joy. So if you keep comparing yourself to other gurus, right, other people, other experts, you'll only put yourself down. This is a solo game, right? It's you versus you in the market. It's literally you against the market. So it's all about yourself. Know yourself, be true to yourself, and understand what you're capable of, right? Apply the discipline that you'll apply in your charts, in your trade rules or your criteria, in your real life, and see how you get on. Journal everything, and then you will see the growth progressively, okay? It's just a matter of time, and it's just a matter of effort before you start hitting your highest potential. But that's pretty much it. It's a little bit of a motivational talk right there for those of you who are willing to get to those levels. Again, it's about the level up. You have to always aim for that level up, be ambitious, and you will just get that growth, right? And again, this happened from a 300k account, so that's only like 3.5% gain, or 3.5% gain pretty much on this account. And again, capital is one of the biggest assets to a trader. Bigger the capital, the bigger the chances of you making higher profits, right? It's very unlikely for me to make $10,000 on a 10k funded account, right? You have to try and, you know, increase the capital amount, build that empire, get as many funded accounts as possible, and then eventually transfer those funds, or a part amount of those funds, into your personal accounts, right? And try building that track record, which is probably what I'll talk about in another video. But yeah, guys, that's it from me. If you did find this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.